My name is Jordan. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
Yeah. All right, what's the difference between Long Island and the city?
Well, you gotta have a car to get anywhere on Long Island. That's probably number one. A couple more trees, maybe, but overall, less interesting, less exciting.
Yeah. So how often do you come out to the city?
Oh, I live here now.
Oh, you live here now?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn near Prospect Park.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just came here for the night because of the curfew, but...
You think they're going to kick us out?
What?
You think they're going to kick us out?
Not
It's 10
tonight.
o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock already, so I guess not tonight. I guess they got enough PR problems from yesterday that tonight's called off, but we'll
You think
see.
they handled it correctly last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Were you
it's-
here for that?
I wasn't. I had some friends who were, but I wasn't.
It was all over the news, right?
Yeah.
The media and everything.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, let's ask some relationship questions. All right. A lot of guys come here to meet women, right?
Sure.
To this park.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
These guys will circle around here like sharks.
Uh-huh. I'll keep an eye out.
Some people say this is an appropriate place to do that. Some people say no. Where do you stand on that?
I think it can be if you do it respectfully.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not just like walking up and being like, you know, hey, can we fuck? That's probably the wrong way to do it. But I'm sure you can have a very natural, flowy introduction to someone in a park.
Are you the type to approach people in public?
Yeah, not necessarily like because I want to date them, but I like talking to people.
Talking to people?
I came here, you know, so.
Do you usually have a reason or no?
No, sometimes I just want to talk to someone. I like lying to people about myself.
Yeah. Like what's a common line for you?
Well, not for me, but from I think I get it from my grandpa. He used to tell people that he taught a class on apples at NYU, and he had like a whole syllabus written out for it.
Right.
And I just always thought that was kind of fun.
So
Yeah.
what kind of characters do you assume?
Really boring ones. I like just like making up stuff about where I live. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good. Can you guys help me out with a little change? I'll let you like.
I don't have any cash on me. Sorry. No cash. Sorry. Good luck though.
So you meet a lot of people, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've met some friends just hanging out on the street before.
Can you name a few people that you've met?
Yeah, I got my friend Vin. I got my friend Ian. My friend Karina. I met all of them just hanging out on the street. You know, we're not like close friends, but we like to catch up every now and then.
Yeah. How'd you meet her?
We went to high school together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Friends. We started out friends of convenience.
Yeah.
You know, we like really didn't have too much in common, but we were both on the track team.
We didn't have too much in common.
Yeah, but as we've grown, you know, we've really we've intermeshed, you know, as the years have gone on. So she lives below me now, in my old room.
Y'all still work out to keep in shape?
No, she
I
does.
do, yeah.
She does. I don't at all.
So you let yourself go?
Yeah, I mean, look at my posture. Come on.
So what's that like being a former athlete and then now like having given that up?
I ran because it was like something to do after school and because I knew people who did it. I like hated the races and the exercise. But I go on bike rides now. I try to take long walks. So I think I still enjoy like getting out and doing stuff. But I'm not trying to exert myself anymore, you know?
So you say you live in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
A lot of people they say they want to live in like an urban area like this when they're young. But once they get older, they want to get out of that urban area. What are your long-term plans?
Well, I spent a few years in St. Louis before this, and I really love that type of urban environment where it's like sort of decaying, and because of that, it's got a lot more rural like elements, a lot more nature just naturally in it. But you still have like public transit and good art scene and a lot of food and all over that. So I think I'd probably want to go back to the Midwest, also because I can afford it and I'll never be able to afford to not rent here. So it's got.
You'll be like buying a house in St. Louis.
That'd be cool. It'd be cool to not have to pay rent.
And to be able to modify the house however you want.
Yeah, you know, okay, like I sublet it from someone who had like this like beautiful portrait painted on the wall, and to like be able to do something like that would be real nice. Maybe live in like a co-op or a commune or something like that, you know.
So what do you think are some of the major differences between the St. Louis people and New Yorkers?
St. Louis people physically move really slow. Like they just are never in a rush to get anywhere. And I think because St. Louis like isn't a like hot place to be, everyone who's there is like, fuck it. Like we're here, we're just gonna make the best of it. Like we know this isn't like the cool place to be. We're never gonna make it big, but like, you know, we can buy a house for $400 and you know can just kind of do what we want and eat good food and live our lives. It's a lot more easygoing in certain ways. You know, obviously, like racially and infrastructure-wise, it's got problems, but I think culturally, it's a lot more easygoing, a lot more like willing to let you take your time to figure out who you want to be than New York is.
Now, one of the things I notice about New York is that people here are a little bit more defensive than other parts of America. Do you find that to be true?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think when I'm outside of New York, I'm definitely that way. Like I become a New Yorker, I'm like, what, you want to talk to me? Like I got things to do. But I don't know. I don't know why that is. Maybe people are just like,
It's because people are always asking you for something.
someone's always asking you for
So
something.
you're like, okay, just get over it.
you just
Stop bothering me.
you're tired of it.
I don't have anything.
Yeah. Whereas I think people talk to you a lot more in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more like,
Superficial?
yeah, it's a lot more superficial. It's a lot more like, you'll be like walking in the middle of an empty road at 3 o'clock in the morning, and someone on the cross the street will be like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, I've never seen you before in my life.
Yeah.
I don't need to say hello. You're just doing this because it feels like the polite thing to do.
Right. But they don't want to really get
Yeah, they don't want to hear. They just want to know you saw them.
So it's
Anyway.
Gay Pride Month. How are you celebrating?
I am celebrating by being. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I'm not going to Pride.
When is
because-
that?
When is that? I think it's at the end of June, like June.
Is that like a
20th.
parade?
Yeah, it's a parade. I don't know. It's like very corporate at this point.
Yeah.
Very like.
Like the Thanksgiving Day parade?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Old Navy sponsors it.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to give them any of my money or attention, but I don't know. I was giving some money to my favorite queer organizations, like the
Right.
Pink Peacock Cafe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna like hang out and have a good time, probably.
Okay, let's go back to some of the relationship questions again. Online dating, what are your thoughts?
Well, I met my current partner through
Yeah.
online dating, so I think once you get over like the awkwardness of it, it works.
Now, what is the secret to making a good profile?
So you're gonna make a good profile. Is
Take
either being a huge liar or being incredibly yourself. Nowhere in between.
What about catfishing?
Catfishing?
Do you put pictures that only make you look good?
Oh no no.
Is it wrong for you to do that?
I don't know if it's wrong,
Yeah.
but I mean I feel like you're gonna have more success if you put pictures that accurately reflect who you are.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna find like someone told me like when I was first making my profiles, I had like 2 friends helping me out, and one friend was like, "No, you can't put that. Like, no one's gonna match with you." And then my other friend was like, "Well, you don't want to match with people who are only gonna match with you because you're lying about yourself. You want to match with people who like you for who you are." So, shout out to that person for giving me that advice. Pretty good advice.
How do you know somebody's crazy?
How do I know somebody's crazy? I don't know. You don't know what someone's going through, you know.
Yeah.
So, I try not to rush to that. But
Yeah.
if someone like started to like push me around in public and like get physical with me, I'd be upset about that. But that's probably where I'd start.
So are there any types of patterns of behavior you look for that would make you raise up your defenses a little bit more?
No, not really.
So like someone could be talking to themselves and whatnot, and you.
Yeah, I talk to myself too sometimes. You know, I don't think that's the.
Right. Do you speak any foreign languages?
I'm learning Yiddish right now on Duolingo.
Can you say anything on there? In that language?
I can say dos Seeker is Geschmack, which means the sugar is delicious.
Where is that language used right now?
Yiddish, primarily in Hasidic Jewish communities.
In the Western world?
Yeah, in like Brooklyn or like London. But there's a lot of young people trying to bring it back right now. It died out after the Holocaust, but there's a lot of people trying to bring it back. A lot of young Jews.
Because most Jews would probably prefer to learn Hebrew instead, right?
Yeah, there's actually I was reading this interesting article the other day about how like learning Yiddish is sort of an anti-Zionist practice because when Israel came to be, like they really tried to push Yiddish out and make Hebrew the official Jewish language. They didn't think Yiddish was serious.
Yeah.
But like my people never spoke Hebrew, right? I'm from Ukraine and Poland. Like we spoke Yiddish.
Right.
So why would I learn Hebrew when that has nothing to do with my ancestors?
So Yiddish was all over Eastern Europe.
Yeah, it was really popular. It was the most spoken language amongst Jews before the Holocaust.
So Hebrew was actually like pulled out of thin air.
Yeah, Hebrew was totally dead until like, 1948.
So it would have actually practically made more sense to use Yiddish instead because the people already spoke it.
Yeah, well, so there were a few other Jewish languages like Ladino as well. So I think like they chose Hebrew partly because they didn't want to be like biased between all the different dialects.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were a lot of other reasons, but yeah, Yiddish was definitely the most popular one.
So have you spent any time in Israel?
I went for a few days
Yeah.
when I was real young, but I haven't been since, and I don't plan on going back.
Because a lot of people will do like a year or something, right?
Yeah. It's the birthright program, right of return or whatever, but I don't know.
Didn't do it.
Nah, I have no interest in going to a colonialist state. I already live in one, so I don't need to see another one.
Now, if you were in New York, where would you be?
Pittsburgh.
What's in Pittsburgh?
I don't know. A lot of bridges I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bridges. It's Rust Belt, which is like up my alley aesthetically.
Right. You don't like the cold weather?
No, I like rain.
Oh, you like rain?
I like rain, so yeah.
Now, we just had a really bad winter this year.
We did.
How did you spend that winter?
Mostly inside.
So you were stuck inside?
Yeah, I tried to take a walk every day though,
Yeah.
but mostly I was inside.
Too
Yeah.
much ice on the floor.
Oh yeah. And my landlord never freaking does the steps, so hard to walk out the steps sometimes. So
Yeah,
frustrating.
it's dangerous.
Yeah, it really was.
So we are now entering the summer season.
Uh-huh.
What do you got planned for this season?
I want to dance a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to dance. Go to like the Celebrate Brooklyn concerts. I don't know, maybe take a little trip to see some friends, but
Locally, around the tri-state area?
yeah, locally, I think. I don't know. I feel like there's so much to do all of a sudden. I'm just trying to like see where the days take me and just enjoy not having to wear a mask all the time.
Are you a content creator at all?
Yeah, I guess so.
What kind of videos?
I'm a songwriter, so I guess that's making content.
Yes, it is. So you got a Spotify and a SoundCloud?
I do have a Spotify.
What kind of music you make?
Emo, yeah.
Do you have like a stage name or something?
Yeah, American Poetry Club.
So you looking for followers on that?
Sure, why not? I'm already feeling pretty good about how far we've got a lot farther than I thought we ever would. But hey, I'll always take more people give me a few extra cents on Spotify, so
Great. Now, what kind of questions would you ask if you were doing interviews?
if I was doing an interview.
Is there anything you're curious about these people over here?
About these few, I'm curious what deli sandwich they would be,
Yeah.
I think. I'm
What are
curious.
some choices?
Well, you got a chopped cheese, you got like a Texas Rancher, you got like, you can do a classic like Italian hero. I don't know, you got a bunch of stuff. I feel like I'm a roast beef with barbecue sauce and mozzarella cheese.
Are delis like unique to New York? Because I don't think
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
them outside of New York.
Yeah, in St. Louis there was one deli,
Yeah.
two delis. One called Pumpernickel's, the other was called Carl's, and it was run by three boys who were like in 10th grade, and like who like threw paper planes at each other while you weren't ordering. It was awesome, but you really can't find a good bagel, can't find lox, none of that.
So you say you make emo music.
Yeah.
Do you perform anywhere, like outside, or you just do everything at home?
Yeah, I used to play house shows back in the pre-times.
Right.
Mostly house shows. A few like DIY venues around town, but I never like busked or any of those things.
You don't do raves?
No, definitely not.
No raves.
More of the like punk basement sort of deal.
Why now? Is Facebook still relevant?
No,
Why?
I don't know, because I deleted it.
So
Yeah.
there's just nothing to that platform.
Yeah, I don't know. My friends don't really use it anymore, so I guess it's good for events still, but that's kind of it.
So what do you want?
Twitter, Instagram. That's kind of it, I guess. Trying to get off those, but
TikTok?
nah, not TikTok, not TikTok.
Isn't TikTok like good for people who are into music though?
Yeah, but not my kind of music. I feel like
Not that you
I don't
see.
make some like. Not that I like don't. I think my music is accessible, but it's not like it would never be popular. I've come to terms with that, so
So you're just doing it for like.
yeah, I don't ever expect to make money off of it. It's just kind of fun.
It's the same thing with me and this.
Yeah, it's just like
I've
something
been
to
doing
do.
this for 6 months and nothing.
Hey, I did mine for like 4 years before I got any sort of money from it. So
Really?
you gotta put that
be
work in.
patient, right?
Gotta be patient. Yeah.
All right, now game changers. Have you had anything happen to you in your life that made you want to change the way you live?
Yeah, I read Ursula K. Le Guin's The Dispossessed senior year of college, and that made me realize I was an anarchist, and that changed a lot of the ways I interact with police and elections, and just generally trying to live my life in a more ethical manner. That was probably I think that's the biggest change in my last 4 years. Although I guess before that was learning I could write music. That was probably the first thing that like really changed my life. Was like learning that I didn't have to be good at it to do it, and I could just do it because it was fun.
Yeah.
And because, it gave me a community. That was really big for me.
That's interesting because like books actually change a lot of people's lives. Like I never knew that like before I was doing this, and I had like 5 or 6 people tell me like about books changing the way they think.
Yeah, any sort of media. This could change someone's life. You never know.
Yeah, it's like stories, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like hearing other people's stories and
Yeah.
how they might be similar to other people's stories. 5 years from now.
5 years from now, I see myself getting a PhD in history.
Anything in history?
Yeah, I hope so. That's what I want to do. I'm scared of doing it, but I want to do it, so we'll see.
Well, what can you tell us about history?
History is one of the most important things. I'm not going to say this well, but I don't know. History is really important because the more we understand about our past, the more we understand why we are where we are today, and the better we understand how to change where we go in the future. And also, it's just full of great stories. Like, I spent a lot of college learning about the Taiping Civil War in the 1860s in China, and it's just like one of the greatest, like, I don't know. It's one of the most interesting stories I've ever heard in my entire life. Like better than some of the best novels I've ever read. So it's just like, I don't know. I think people think of history as like really drab or either really drab or really like social studies history coursey, like elementary school level. But I don't know. There's when you learn where to look, there's great shit out there, and it's inspiring, and I don't know. It makes me believe that there's a future ahead. So
Taiping Rebellion, that was one of the biggest rebellions in history.
yeah, but I feel like if you're in the U.S., you don't know about it.
Yeah.
I had never heard about it before I took a course on it.
That was the one where the man thought he was Jesus, right?
Yeah. Hong Xiuquan thought he was Jesus. Jesus' younger brother, and convinced a lot of people to basically try to oust the Qing dynasty. And he's sort of like, he's almost proto-socialist in a lot of ways.
Is he?
Yeah, he fought for land redistribution.
Yeah.
Women had a lot more equality under the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom than they did under the Qing. And the CCP would early on kind of claim them as a predecessor to their work.
Like an inspiration.
Yeah, kind of.
So they were even before the French Revolution.
No, a little bit after.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Wow.
well, I think French Revolution was like 1790s. I think is the first French Revolution.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. The one where they overthrew Louis, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think there what was there like the what you call it the Paris Commune, that might have been afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah. You a history person too?
No. What advice do you have for young people?
I wish someone would have told me earlier that it was like Like I didn't have to be friends with someone I didn't want to be friends with, or try to fit in with a crowd I didn't want to fit in with. You'll be so much happier if you stop putting pressure on yourself and let yourself figure out who you are at your own pace. There's no rush to like know exactly what you want to do in school and life and who you want to be. Take your time to figure that out.